Every cat caregiver, no matter how much they love spending time with their feline companion, at some point needs to leave them alone. Maybe you need to go to work, have a vacation planned, or simply need to make a quick run to the store because you've realized you're out of your cat's favorite food. Either way, you can't take your furry friend with you, so you have to leave them home alone until you return. Many people think this wouldn't be an issue. After all, cats are famous for being independent creatures. They'll be fine until you get back, even if you're gone for more than a day or two. There's no real reason to worry, right? Wrong. Your cat will definitely notice, and statistically, the longer you leave them alone, the more trouble they can get into. That's why we've gathered the 8 most common situations that put cats in danger when they're left alone. So always make sure you don't commit the mistakes we'll show in this video. Mistake 1. Not worrying about your cat's boredom. One of the most dangerous things your kitty can experience when left home alone is also one of the hardest for you, as a cat caregiver, to control: boredom. A bored cat can get into all sorts of trouble, no matter how well you think you've left the house safe. Your cat must have access to toys that encourage them to play on their own. Puzzle feeders, which require the cat to solve some type of riddle to access tasty treats, are a good way to keep them busy. Spring-loaded toys, which the cat can bat around and always return to their original position, are also great for keeping them entertained. Never leave your kitty home alone without some form of entertainment. Mistake 2. Leaving breakable objects within the cat's reach. Here's an old joke. A cat walks into a bar and asks the bartender for a glass of milk. The bartender serves a shot and slides it across the bar to the cat. The cat swats the glass, knocks it off the bar, and then asks for another. This joke is based on typical feline behavior of knocking objects off flat surfaces. However, in real life, the cat in the bar would be in big trouble. And not just because they probably wouldn't have money to pay for those drinks. When your cat knocks something made of glass or porcelain, like most cups and utensils, it's likely the object will break into multiple sharp shards. If these shards get lodged in the delicate pads of your kitty's paws, they can cause serious problems. To avoid this preventable tragedy, make sure all breakable items are safely stored before you leave the house. Mistake 3. Not being concerned about your cat's water. You, hopefully, already know that you need to leave a container full of water for your kitty when you leave the house. But how many containers do you leave? One may be enough if you're only going to be gone for a few hours, but if you'll be out overnight or longer and you haven't hired a cat caregiver, you should always leave more than one water source. Not only will your cat need more water while you're away, but it's important to ensure they have multiple water options in case one gets knocked over or they simply refuse to drink from one of them for any reason. Cats can be picky about their water sources. A cat might theoretically survive for 2 to 3 days without water, but in practice, after just 24 hours, they'll begin to show severe signs of dehydration, which can result in significant damage to their vital organs. Mistake 4. Not paying attention to your cat's food. An adequate food supply is also crucial. As with all animals, if your cat goes too long without eating, their body will begin to burn fat reserves for energy. However, for that fat to be converted into energy, it needs to be processed by the cat's liver. Since cats are obligate carnivores, they aren't adapted to a fat-rich diet, which means their liver struggles to process fat. When fat builds up, it can lead to a condition known as hepatic lipidosis, or fatty liver disease, which is potentially life-threatening if left untreated. Unfortunately, your cat doesn't understand this, and often may stop eating when they're stressed, which is common in situations where they're left alone for too long. They may also stop eating if they think the food has become stale or spoiled. To ensure your cat's health, it's always recommended to hire a cat caregiver if you're planning to be away for more than one night. If you're enjoying the video and would like to support the growth of the channel, just leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. In addition to helping me, this ensures you'll be notified whenever I post a new video. Mistake 5. Beware of hair ties. Many cats love to play with hair ties or any type of elastic band. These objects are small and, due to their peculiar shape and stretchy properties, often seem to jump when the cat bats at them, simulating the feeling of hunting prey. But there's a problem. The elastic's ability to coil up on itself means it can easily become small enough to fit in your cat's mouth. If the cat is playing with it like prey, the logical response would be to swallow the elastic, which could end up coiling inside the cat's digestive system, causing an intestinal blockage. This can be quite serious and may require surgery to remove. Your cat should never play with elastic bands unsupervised, but since these items are small, they can easily fall to the floor or be knocked off countertops. If you plan to leave your cat home alone, make sure to search for these objects and store them in a drawer. Mistake 6. Pay attention to the air conditioning. We all like to be eco-friendly, and a common tip for helping to save energy and protect the planet is to make sure you turn off the heating or air conditioning when leaving the house. This advice also helps reduce energy bills. However, it's very important to consider your cat's comfort during your absence. While your cat's fur provides some protection against extreme temperature variations, they aren't fully immune to cold or heat. If the temperature inside the house drops below 45 degrees Fahrenheit, 7 degrees Celsius, the environment will be too cold for your cat. On the other hand, if it rises above 100 degrees Fahrenheit, 38 degrees Celsius, your cat risks overheating, which can be dangerous to their health. Therefore, it's essential to ensure your cat has an adequate heat source during cold days and a cool place where they can stay refreshed during hot days. Mistake 7. Be cautious with electric cords. Have you ever played with your cat by dangling a piece of string or a feather wand and noticed how much they love chasing the toy? Chasing small, fast-moving objects, like the tip of a string, allows your cat to release their hunting instincts, which in the wild would be essential for their survival. However, this seemingly innocent play can bring a hidden danger that you might not have considered. Playing this way can accidentally train your cat to treat any long, string-like object as if it were a toy. This is already bad enough when they start chasing your loose shoelaces, but it can be much more dangerous if your cat starts seeing electric cords or charging cables as toys too. Besides the risk of damaging the cords, if your cat manages to chew on a wire that's connected to electricity, there's a real risk of electrocution. To avoid this danger, it's crucial that you never leave your cat home alone unless all cords and chargers are out of reach or properly stored. Mistake 8. Cat trapped. You've prepared the house, stored all electric cords, glasses, hair ties, and any other objects that could seem remotely dangerous. Additionally, you've left enough food and water, along with a good variety of toys to entertain your cat until you return. Everything seems to be in order, right? But just seconds after you leave the house, your cat might end up inside an open cabinet, and the door could close behind them, trapping them in a small space without food or water. If you're lucky and only gone for a night, you'll return to find your cat hungry, thirsty, and very annoyed. But otherwise fine. Maybe they've urinated in your shoes, but that'll be the least of your problems. However, if you're gone for a longer period and haven't hired a cat caregiver, you could come home to find your cat severely dehydrated and in need of a vet visit. In even worse cases, you might open that cabinet door only to discover that your cat didn't survive. To avoid a tragedy like this, it's always essential to ensure that if you're going to leave your cat alone for more than a few hours, all the doors in the house are properly closed or, alternatively, propped open to prevent your cat from getting trapped anywhere. Now, before we go, let me ask you, do you know if your cat is able to recognize you? In this video on the screen, I talk exactly about that. Does your cat recognize your face, your voice, and your scent? And can they tell you apart from other people? Click on the screen to find out, and stay with me in the amazing world of cats.